Greetings, everyone, and welcome to today's enlightening session on PTE Mastery, brought to you by Coaching Square. I am your host, Kirati Shah, and today we are delving deeper into one of the most vital components of the PTE examination, listening skills. I am pleased to be joined by my co host, Himani Vyas. Himani, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Kirati. It is a pleasure to be here. Indeed, listening is frequently perceived as one of the more challenging skills in the PT, yet it can certainly be mastered with appropriate technique and rigorous practice.
Precisely. In the PTE listening section, candidates are rigorously evaluated on their capacity to comprehend spoken English across various contexts. Tasks such as summarizing spoken text, identifying inaccurate words, and completing blanks all necessitate finely tuned listening skills. To set the stage, Himani, could you provide our listeners with a concise overview of what this section entails?
Of course, the listening section of the PT requires candidates to engage with multiple question types that collectively assess both macro and micro listening competencies. Certain tasks aim to evaluate one's understanding of the overall message, while others scrutinize the listener's attention to specific details. Spanning approximately 45 to 57 minutes, this section is strategically structured to assess varied dimensions of listening comprehension.
Indeed, and acquiring proficiency in this section necessitates diligent practice. Beyond comprehending content, candidates must also navigate diverse accents and speeds. Let us now discuss some pragmatic strategies for our listeners. Himani, what would you suggest as the foremost focus for candidates endeavoring to excel in listening?
It would be advised that candidates cultivate active listening as a fundamental skill. This entails full engagement with the content being heard. Rather than passively receiving information, one should anticipate subsequent points, grasp the context, and identify essential keywords. Active listening facilitates the retention of core ideas even if minor words or phrases are missed.
An excellent point. Keywords indeed play a pivotal role in active listening. By identifying nouns, verbs, and adjectives, listeners can better interpret the primary ideas without becoming lost in trivial details. Could you recommend any specific exercises to strengthen this skill, Himani?
Certainly, one particularly effective exercise is shadowing. In this practice, candidates listen to a brief audio segment, such as a podcast or a news report, and endeavor to repeat it immediately afterward. This technique effectively trains the mind to remain attentive, thus enhancing retention, a critical asset in PT listening tasks.
That is an outstanding exercise. Shadowing not only enhances retention but also facilitates familiarity with the natural flow and intonation of English, which is crucial when encountering various accents. This brings us to another essential point, familiarization with a range of English accents.
Yes, precisely. In the PT examination, one may encounter accents from English speaking countries such as the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada. Therefore, it is advisable that candidates engage with diverse audio sources, podcasts, news programs, and videos from each region to build an ear for different pronunciations. This will aid in quickly recognizing commonly used vocabulary and expressions.
A practical approach to accent training is to use YouTube's transcript feature, allowing candidates to follow the transcript initially and then replay the audio without it. This can be highly beneficial in connecting spoken and written words, making it easier to comprehend accents.
Indeed, transcripts are a valuable resource for listening practice and vocabulary building. A substantial part of the difficulty in PT listening stems from unrecognized words or expressions. Therefore, expanding vocabulary, particularly in topics commonly covered on the PT, such as education, health, and the environment, could be instrumental in enhancing comprehension.
A valid point. Expanding vocabulary in relevant topics aids in grasping main ideas and details within the audio. Another technique that is frequently overlooked is the skill of concise note taking. This can assist in capturing key points without excessive focus on details, allowing candidates to remain attentive throughout.
Absolutely. Effective note taking, especially for tasks like summarize spoken text, can indeed be advantageous. It is recommended that candidates develop a shorthand method that allows them to capture essential information swiftly. It need not to be elaborate, just efficient.
Certainly, simplicity is vital in note taking, and of course, consistent practice is indispensable. Numerous online resources and mock tests are available, providing opportunities for candidates to practice in simulated testing conditions. A structured daily practice routine strengthens confidence and improves listening endurance.
That is an excellent suggestion, Kirati. Practicing within time constraints is another essential factor as the PT is a timed assessment. Training under timed conditions not only improves efficiency but also alleviates the stress of time management on the day of the examination.
Precisely. Mastering time management is paramount in achieving success. By integrating these strategies, active listening, accent training, note taking, vocabulary expansion, and timed practice, candidates can cultivate a comprehensive approach to the listening section. Any closing advice, Himani?
Simply this: remain calm and focused. Listening tasks can be overwhelming, particularly when faced with unfamiliar accents or rapid speech. Candidates should remember that comprehending every word is not necessary. Concentrating on the main points is key, and maintaining composure greatly enhances performance.
Sounds advice indeed. Prioritizing core ideas over individual words is undoubtedly more effective. That brings us to the end of today's episode on optimizing listening skills for the PTE. We trust that these insights will empower you to approach the listening section with greater confidence.
Thank you, Kirati, and a heartfelt thank you to our listeners for joining us. Do subscribe to PT Mastery for further guidance on excelling in the PT and enhancing your English proficiency skills.
Yes, and as always, we welcome your questions or topic suggestions for future episodes. Until next time, keep practicing, remain motivated, and best wishes for your PT preparations. This is your host Kirati Shah signing off from PTE Mastery brought to you by Coaching Square. Have a wonderful day ahead.